Hey everyone, this is Walter, and we're back here to read some more posts I found on Reddit. Nice guys are men who think they're better than other men, and women should recognize it. But they don't take rejection very well. Let's just get into it with Nice Guys from Reddit. This post comes to us from Reddit Nice Guy Stories. Hello Monique, it's Liam from the work event yesterday. How are you doing? I heard from Amy that you got into an accident? Hey Liam, I'm doing alright. And yes, I did, but it wasn't too bad. Just shook me up a little. Thank you for your concern. That's good to hear. Glad you're still pushing on, haha. What kind of accident was it, if I'm allowed to ask? Thank you, I'm definitely trying. It was a motorcycle accident, but I'm fine. Just a few scratches and bruises, haha. Motorcycling? What motorcycle was it? I've got a motorcycle myself. Yamaha. Well, it was a Yamaha before I wrecked it, haha. Sheesh, poor thing. I'm talking about you, not the motorcycle, just to be clear. I'm not one of those guys who cares more about a flashy bike than a woman's life, haha. What the fuck? Why would anyone assume you meant the motorcycle? He's one of those pick-me guys, gonna act like all the other men don't care about women's lives. Good to hear, but I didn't assume that you were talking about the bike, lol. Most girls would, haha. They assume all us guys care about is the bike. Not really, it's common sense to care about someone more than a bike. Not all guys, though. Some would throw hissy fits over it, saying you ruined a perfectly good bike. Not me, I find that stuff disgusting. Good for you, Liam. I know, right? Haha. I overheard Jamie saying that actually, whilst you weren't there. It made me so angry. Well, Jamie is my best friend of 10 years. He tends to joke around like that. Besides, he wasn't lying. I did ruin a good bike. Don't be so hard on yourself. You made it out alive and that's all that matters. Jamie sounded rude in my opinion, like he cared more about the bike than you. He visited me every day after the accident, and he was first on the scene after I called him. Thanks for the concern, I guess. How long have you known him? Dude, 10 years. She said it 2 seconds ago. I'm going to end the conversation here, Liam. This is hardly appropriate. I tell you I've gotten into an accident, and the first thing you do is talk down on Jamie, who was there for me every second of the way? What? I was just asking how you are, Monique. No need to be so cold. Bye then. Guess you've never had a guy care about you, huh? I like how he's not even shit-talking your boyfriend or something. He's like, best friend of 10 years? Sounds like competition. He's on a mission to throw every other man under the bus in hopes of getting laid. Page 3 exhausted me. I'm glad you have a Jamie in your life. I was on the phone with Jamie as this guy was messaging me. We were both cackling. Next up, we have a story from Reddit Self. Had an experience with a nice guy today, and I am shaken up. So I met this guy online, and at first he seemed great. He was handsome, and most importantly seemed sweet and understanding. In fact, I was puzzled on how someone like him could still be single, because he seemed to be the whole package. He had a large group of friends, which also made me question how he still hadn't found a girlfriend, but I brushed it off. Maybe he just hadn't connected with someone on a deep romantic level yet. I developed a small crush on him. Unfortunately, this stupid schoolgirl crush of mine meant that he made me nervous. So he sends me a message and I leave him on read, but it was because I was giddy and nervous thinking about how to reply later on. Well, when he saw that I had left him on read, he completely blew up. He started berating me by calling me a bitch, telling me fuck you and to fuck off. I told him his reaction was unhinged and scary. Wish I had just silently blocked him, to be honest. To which he replied, then don't do it again. If my blood had already gone cold, that response finished freezing it up. I quickly blocked him. I know it may be stupid to be so shaken up. And this is probably something every woman has dealt with, but the sudden switch was jarring. It was like Jekyll and Hyde. This situation has kind of scarred me a little bit, because I already find it so hard to trust men as is. I don't hate them. I want to love men, and I want one to love me. But I always had these bad experiences with them, and it breaks my heart. Edit. Thank you for all the supportive comments. I got an avalanche of them, and now that the post is locked, I cannot reply to them. But I am pleasantly surprised with all the support, advice, and for those of you who shared your own personal stories too. I also got some DMs. They were quite a bit, and I will get to them. Just please do not scream at me and insult me if I take a bit to do so. I would normally say he shot himself in the foot by being so impatient, but maybe in this case he was just looking for someone who'd let him be abusive, and he didn't find it. You did not overreact. You responded appropriately to completely unhinged behavior. Keep him blocked. Thank you. I still have a very bad tendency to blame myself, and think that perhaps his reaction was warranted. But I logically know it wasn't. This guy's gross and unhinged behavior is exactly why he's single. The big dumbass doesn't realize a girl was actually crushing on him, and if he hadn't behaved like an insane lunatic from Club Cuckoo, he probably would potentially be dating now. Children like him still have a lot of growing up to do. Don't blame yourself for man-child behavior. Thank you. I quite liked him, and was even already making up stupid cute fantasies of him in my head, which is why the situation affected me. But I feel like this is a lesson for me to try to keep my feelings at bay for longer while I get to know someone too. It was a wake-up call for me, that unfortunately there are some unhinged people out there, and I need to keep myself alert. I guess the worst part is that if the guy's really that handsome and likable and narcissistic, he's definitely going to find someone. He's going to treat them like shit. People tend to be on their best behavior when you first meet them. I can't imagine what this guy is actually like if this is him on his best behavior. Probably the type to punch holes in walls and break stuff in a fury constantly, is how I imagine him. I kind of never answer anyone in any semblance of time, so guys like this drive me up a fucking wall. This next one, from Nice Guy Stories, is really bizarre, and the cringe is palpable. A guy from university sent this text to my friend, after she gave him absolutely no sign of interest whatsoever. Good morning, Ellie. How are you doing? I'm sending this message, and you can read it when you have the time and energy. First of all, I apologize for anything that might have happened recently, whether it's something I said, how I said it, or anything about my behavior. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable in any way. I'm sending this to you because you're one of the only two people I feel comfortable sharing this with. So since I feel comfortable sending this to you, you have the freedom to respond to me honestly and however you'd like. As I mentioned, things have been tough for me lately. I won't go into the details right now, but I will say that it has made me even more honest and sincere in my day-to-day life about everything. I don't know how you reacted the other day when I asked you out, or if your silence was already your answer, but I'll ask again just to be sure, and not bother you with it anymore. I've been rejected before, but I don't think I've ever asked someone out and gotten silence. That cannot be a good sign. Well, here comes the cringe. I don't know how you feel about this regarding me, but I've always had a sexual desire for you. Please, Ellie, this doesn't mean that I don't value our friendship. I even used to talk to my ex about the possibility of the three of us getting together someday. Anyway, I just wanted to know if you'd like to make out with me someday, do something more, or just chat, which I would already love. And also, since I use this sexual aspect to deal with my problems, if you would even send me nudes. That's it, Ellie. I'm sending this because I wanted to, and feel free to respond however you'd like. And of course, know that I will never use or abandon you for this, and that everything I have done and will do was not just for this. I wrote this message in a way that I hope will make you feel comfortable, because I know how you are when it comes to men, so you can be sure that everything I have done, do, and will do will always be with the idea of keeping you comfortable, and everything will be reciprocal. That's it, Ellie. Kisses and have a great Sunday. This message is supposed to make her feel comfortable? What a joke, this is creepier than Lucas somehow. He's like, I know you've had issues with men in the past, so let me show you why you should definitely pick the bear. What the fuck? Reading that made me want to die from the secondhand cringe. I just want to point out, in general, blanket apologies for something you may have done are just absurd. How can a person be sorry for something if they don't know what it is? Then, sorry if I made you uncomfortable in any way. Okay, so let's just start a new round of making her uncomfortable then, right? Then we have not having a clue 101. I asked you out the other day, but you haven't responded. What could that possibly mean? Better ask again in a most likely more embarrassing and humiliating manner. Want to make out someday? How about some nudes? I'd like to jerk off to them because that's how I deal with my problems, as one does, of course. I'm in love that he wrote that garbage letter with the intent of making her comfortable, lol. I know how you are about men. Ding dong, is anybody fucking home? This guy is so fucked in the head. I'm amazed he had a girlfriend in the past. Anyway, this post is beautiful. I give it a perfect 5 out of 7. Yeah, that comment was probably better than whatever I was going to say. Okay, this next one is long, so it will surely be the last post. couldn't take no for an answer, and I'd only known him 2 days. I still think that girls should try to secure a good man while they're still young. Tisk tisk, but most girls will be 32 or older before realizing that they aren't going to be able to get a top guy anymore. #Sadlife. Want to watch some red pill content with me tonight? Wow, that line definitely needs some work. I'll just leave it at that for now. Good night. Good night. When do you want to do a spa date? Funny. Why? I'm being serious. I want to take you to sushi. And on another date, we can go to a spa place. Take a spa, have a massage, go back to yours. Nice date. I mean, I did say I'm not interested in anything like that before 3 months, and honestly, with my health problems, I'm not really interested in much at all. I just want homies. Nothing wrong with homies going back to your place after a nice date out. I mean it though, I really don't want to be a piece of meat, and if that's all I'm worth, then no thank you. You aren't just a piece of meat though. You thought this guy was going to take no for an answer? Of course not, let's argue about it. Well, good. I wouldn't take a piece of meat to have sushi, or a spa date. A piece of meat should be placed on a grill or a frying pan, then eaten. Hilarious. Let me rephrase then. As a possession to be had, rather than a piece of meat. Like a trophy? That too. But, once again, I wouldn't take a trophy to have sushi or a spa date. I want my wishes to be respected then. But I'm not a genie, ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Come on, blank. You aren't a piece of meat, and you aren't a trophy to be put on a shelf or hung on the wall. But you are a woman, and I'm a man. For men, there's nearly no reason for us to be platonic with a woman. Why do you talk with friend's wife and play COD? That's just dumb as hell. She's already married. How does that matter? She's still a woman. Because I respect my friend enough not to hit on his woman. Oh, so you don't respect her, just blank. My respect for her shouldn't matter because she has blank. My respect for her won't get me anywhere with her, and I don't want to go anywhere with her. And if she didn't have blank, would you respect her? I would show human decency. In what way? In the same way I've shown it to you. Be nice to you, pay you attention, ask if she would like to have sushi with me, and go on a spa date or other things that she may like. Because I don't know if you know, haha, but men won't really go to spas like that. Sushi is food, but I'd grab it and eat it quickly before continuing on. But a date is time spent away from making money, or building on my goals or whatever. Not sure if that counts as showing respect, to you. For me it counts as giving things away. I'm happy to give things away to those I want to give them away to, like you. I feel like we have very different views of what consists of decency. They do say that opposites attract. And this comment is honestly concerning as hell, like this is a genuinely massive red flag for me. Well, think about it objectively, right? What does a man offer to a woman, if they are friends? Friendship, as does every woman. You don't have to bump uglies to have a meaningful and tangible relationship with someone. You don't have to have the same parts to be a decent friend. It is so strange that he can understand being friends with men but not really with women. It doesn't have to be that different. But I think asking her to watch red pill content with him should have been all the red flags she needed. Now he's going to give us a big ass wall of text. You're not wrong, but you're not including everything that a man can offer to a woman, if they were friends. Because of the way men are, we would protect you with our lives if something were to happen. And if you were in need of resources or a place to stay, we would take you into our fold for nearly nothing. If you wanted to do something that he most definitely doesn't want to, but you guys are friends, he'll more likely go with what you ask. Because he cares about your feelings enough to not want to harm them by saying what he really thinks. Think about it. You have guys friends, right? If you were put into a bad position when you guys are hanging out, like someone comes and gives you attitude, from what you know of them, would they step in to protect you? What if you were a few $100s short or whatever, and you asked one of your guy friends? Would they be more likely to help you out? That's not to say that a girlfriend of yours wouldn't do the same, but it's to a lesser extent. Take for instance, the protection. She'll fend for you, but what if it's against a robber? What if it's an animal? Now what about resources? Yes, girlfriends will help you out, but they'll expect something for it, or never let you live it down. You can bet that she'll be gossiping about you to her or your other friends. So if a girl can do that to you, another girl, what do you think she'll do for a guy who's their friend? So, going back to the original statement, Platonic friendships between men and women? I'm not really sure what point he's trying to make, but he must have gotten it from Andrew Tate or something. I have real-life experience and real friends that say otherwise, but I don't think that will change your opinion on the situation. You're right, haha. That doesn't mean that I'm not showing you respect or human decency, right? I mean, I've expressed no interest in anything romantic or sexual, and you keep trying to take it in that direction. You basically told me that I'm not worth it unless I'm in a relationship, that you don't respect women, and that unless I'm willing to date you, I am not worth your time. Does that feel like decency to you? You've expressed that you don't want to take a sexual route to our relationship, not that you don't have an interest in anything romantic or sexual. I enjoy trying to flirt with you, and maybe my jokes can make you laugh and feel cheerful. You aren't worth it unless we're in a relationship, because then I wouldn't care to give you any of my attention. I wouldn't even entertain this conversation with you if I didn't care in the first place enough to try, haha. In terms of decency, I'd say that my intentions being out in the open is better than if you were just testing out the waters, which you might not be doing with me, but I just don't know what you're thinking. I know what I'm thinking, and I can only be honest from my end. I want to be your friend, and more. If that's not what you want, which is fine, we don't have to be, haha. Well, I don't really want more, especially not after that red pill shit out of hell. I have more worth than as a partner. Maybe not to you. Okay, well, it was nice meeting you. I really did enjoy the time we spent together. To be fair, he didn't make the devil shiver when he got rejected or anything. But if he actually enjoyed his time with her, then why not just be her friend? It sounds like a lie to me still, and I'm not even sure to what end. Anyway, I think that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say about the nice guys or my content in general, let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. If you're new here, consider subscribing and join the 100 people who found me this month. And finally, big thanks to my awesome patrons who actually give me money each month. It's really a huge help. Okay, this is video number 9, surprisingly. I've been kind of bored this month, and trying to dig around a little deeper for content, I guess. I should be back soon with something, though. Have a great day, everyone. And I made this video to make you feel comfortable.